Hello and welcome to Session 4 of our Series 7 exam overviews by Passing Score. In this video, we'll be going over SEC regulations. Here's our list, and it's a bit of an alphabet soup, but there's not too many, so we should be okay. Let's start with SEC Reg A. This is the exemption for small issuers to allow them access to capital markets as long as they're relatively small issuances. This allows for a cheaper and faster access to the markets. The issue does have to be within 12 months. The limit is only $5 million on the capital raised, and an offering statement has to be filed with the SEC. This is not a review or registration process, it's just a filing with the SEC. It's not subject to their approval. An offering circular has to be provided to investors as well. So we'll remember 12 months, limit of $5 million, and SEC filing to qualify for a Reg A exemption. The next registration exemption is Reg D. In this case, there's no dollar limit on the amount that can be raised, but it is limited to certain types of investors. In this case, there's no limit on the amount of accredited investors, but there's only an allowance for 35 non-accredited investors. Reg D shares aren't meant to be widely traded, so an investment letter from the investor has to state that they intend to hold the shares indefinitely, and an offering memorandum is provided to investors. SEC Reg S is our final exemption from SEC regulation. In this case, a U.S. firm is offering its shares outside of the U.S. in an offshore transaction to non-U.S. investors. For purposes of Reg S, a non-U.S. investor is based on their residence, not on their passport. So a U.S. citizen living in, let's say, Switzerland can participate in a Reg S as long as their main residence is in Switzerland. There is a whole 40-day holding period requirement for debt securities and a 1-year holding requirement for equities. And of course, these shares cannot be solicited or marketed in the U.S. So for the exam purposes, I think it'd be good to remember the 40 days holding period and the 1-year equity holding period. SEC Reg SHO addresses the problem of fail to delivers. This is an issue where the broker-dealer has short sold too many shares, much more than they'll have in their inventory. So they'll end up failing to deliver to other broker-dealers and causing a market-wide problem. This is known as naked shorting. In order to address this problem, Reg SHO provides for locate and closeout. Locate means that the broker-dealer has some reasonable expectation of being able to come up with the shares that they've sold short. They have to maintain a list of the securities that they're able to short sell as well. Closeout are the processes that happen once there are too many failed to delivers within a broker-dealer, and it imposes additional rules to slow down the amount of short sales and avoid any further problems. SEC Reg FD, fair disclosure, protects against basically insider trading, providing information to analysts or large shareholders and not providing it to the public, which allows those select people to make profits at the expense of the public. The disclosures are made through a press release, internet, or Form 8K. If there's any accidental release of information, the firm is required to make a public release through one of those methods within 24 hours unless there's a weekend or holiday involved. Our last SEC regulation is SP. This is meant to protect consumer privacy, first by providing a notice at the beginning of the relationship and every year saying what kind of information is collected, what's being shared with affiliates or non-affiliated third parties, and gives the client the option to opt out of the sharing of information with others. That's it for our SEC regulations. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to email me at john@passingscorefinance.com or go to our website, passingscorefinance.com, for more information. And good luck on your exam.